Joy to the world, the Lord is come.
So welcome to Vlogmas Day 9. Someone said in one of the comments on a previous Vlogmas episode that they'd really like to see a tour of the artwork in my house because they keep seeing glimpses of it as I walk around. So I thought that was a great idea. So I just thought I would go around and show you what all's here, because I studied photography at university, and my husband is quite into drawing, and I have a few friends who are artists, and yeah, we both like maps, so I just thought I'd do a little tour around the house of the artwork and hope you enjoy it. So I'm going to start off in the kitchen, which only has one poster in it, which is from my university day. So this is it here. As I said, I did a photography degree at Camberwell College of Art, and we had our second year show at Shoreditch Town Hall, and the whole of second year had their stuff there, and this is the poster from it. It's screen printed from, I think, the college. Someone screen printed it in college, and I just thought it was really cool, so I stole it. I pretty much stole it after the show was over just because I really liked the colours in it as well, and I got it mounted in this. Is this a tray frame? I think so. So that was that, and you can see the little bits of masking tape where it was stuck up and everything. So artwork number 1. Moving on to the little dining kind of area with the stove. You can see this one here behind me. This is a photograph I took when I was on my foundation year at WoollyMammothEmma Tech. I made this was taken on a medium format film. I can't remember what type of camera. And I developed it and processed it in the darkroom up there at WoollyMammothEmma. This was actually one that went wrong. I'll show you why now. Because there's a little stain here, and I was going to throw it out, and my husband said, don't throw it out, I like that one, let me get it framed. So I said, that's fine. So this is when there actually was snow here. This was the last big snow. It was when I was at Tech, which was like over 10 years ago. Scary. And I took this photograph at a reservoir that's quite close to me, and it's really kind of grainy, and yeah, it's just kind of cool. There's Rufus. This artwork is one that I bought from a local shop called BTS Concept Store, or By the Sea. It's just one that I really like the colour of. I think it might be a digital print, just it kind of looks like a screen print, but I don't think it is. And I got that framed at the Tilted Frame in Portstewart. I'd really recommend them. They frame everything really well, and I've only found them in recent years, but I really like them. And this is who it's by here. So next up is a map of London, particularly of Camberwell, as I used to live here. And so I have always liked maps, and my college would be on here somewhere. I'd have to stand and look for it, but let me see. Anyway, I'm sure you're not that interested, but I just had this map of there just to remind me of the time in London, and yeah, it's quite a big map, but yeah, so that's that. Next up, before we head into the hall, we have a little photo montage that I took in Corsica one year. As you can see, the framer done a pretty bad job. It's not that place I just told you about, it's somewhere else. And this little trio I took actually when we got engaged. Yes, we were up a mountain, a very high, hot, difficult mountain. And I took these photos just to remind me of that time. Next up, into the back living room. It's a bit dark in here, so Sorry, I had to put on the bad light. I took this photograph, another little photo montage. I took it. These are all film photographs, by the way, just in case you're wondering. I took this one on a Bronica, was it a Bronica Zenza? I'm not sure. It might have been. And this was the one time I went skiing. I think it was in Switzerland or France, maybe. This is another one for Corsica, but again, sorry, you can't really see it. The light's really bad in here. It's a place that we camped. Another artwork. This one is by my mother-in-law. It's an oil painting. She's quite into doing oil paintings, and yeah, she does them really quickly, but she only does them like a couple of times a year. But she's very good at them. But yeah, so next, this house is so dark, like everything's so dark in here all the time. So sorry it's so grainy, but it's either that or like this. Next up we have a little poster, Lord of the Rings poster. This was, I think, my husband's best friend got us this maybe, or got it to him for Christmas or birthday or something, and we got it framed because we liked it. Next up we have this map of Ireland. I believe it's from 18 not sure, 18 something. It's obviously before the partition. And yeah, it's just quite an interesting map. It's quite an old map and we liked it, so we got it framed. Just is gonna be quite a similar story here. This little, I think it's a, I guess you call it a print. I think is it a holograph maybe? I'm not sure. This is by my friend Anna, who I lived with at uni. She studied drawing, and she also did some printmaking, and she made this beautiful, I just thought it was so pretty. It's like an embossing. And she gave it to me for Christmas a couple of years ago. We also have this big map of the Isle of Jura. It's a place we're both really keen on, and it's very beautiful, and this is where George Orwell wrote in 1984. And he had a house, he had a house in the island. The house is still there, and you can stay in it, but I think it's a bit of a wreck at this point. So yeah, it gets a lot of bad reviews, but it's basically like this big detached house in the middle of nowhere, but it's got like, I don't even know if it has running water. So there's a little photograph I took. I think this is in Donegal maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I think so. It's probably on holidays there. We have this little print. I think we found this on a card and we both liked it, so we just got it framed. There's nothing in the bathroom. Next up we have another map of Scotland. You're gonna start to see a theme here. And again, it just shows the North Channel and the Atlantic and some of the little islands that we like going to sometimes. Now this is a little print by Nastia Sleptsova, I think is how you say her name. She's an artist, and I just bought this randomly. This is the table plan from our wedding. I wrote all the names on and did the writing, and then my husband, who is much better at drawing than me, he drew all the stuff. So I'll just do a few close-ups here. Look, it has a baguette. The dragon. Here's another oil painting by my mother-in-law. Yeah, so I think it's of one of the coastlines potentially. This shoe has an interesting story though. We pulled it out of the eaves of this house, which is like 200 years old. It's got a wooden sole and it's leather, and it looks like it is so old. And we did some research and we did find that a cobbler used to live in this house. And the reason it might have been in the eaves is because people threw shoes, I think, in the eaves to ward away bad spirits or something. But so maybe that's why it's in the eaves, but it's definitely very, very old. I would definitely consider at some point maybe giving this to a museum, like maybe when I died or something. I don't know. Next we are in my office. Another Lord of the Rings poster given to us by my brother-in-law, the one that made the Christmas album. We're heading up the stairs now. Not sure how much there is up here, maybe just a couple of things. Sorry it's so dark. This is a little photograph I took on my Bronica Zenza camera. I think, I don't know, maybe it's just took on my Pentax K1000. That's a 35mm camera. And developed in the darkroom of Camberwell College of Art. And here is another one. I'll just take it off the wall and bring it to the window. Here is another one I took. This may have been taken in... It's about the size of the Instax Mini, if you know cameras at all. It's like an instant camera. I may have taken this... It could be in one of two places. It could be on near a place that we stayed in our honeymoon, or it could be in Cushendun, potentially. I can't tell which, but that's why you should always write in the back of photographs. So yeah, we really like having artwork by ourselves and family members and friends up in the house. We also like maps of places that we're fond of, and I like collecting that sort of stuff. I'm also collecting my work back from the exhibition. I had a piece of artwork and a map in an exhibition in Belfast, and I'm going to be collecting it back soon. So I have plans to put that up, which I'm really, really excited about. Hopefully we'll get it collected this weekend with any luck. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little tour around the house, and yeah, quite interesting stuff in there. So maybe I will be able to fit in one more Vlogmas episode before I go off on holidays. I will certainly be doing a podcast episode today, which will go out probably next week potentially. So you can stay tuned for that.